Sports. Well, you felt fairly positive after the game against Blackpool on Tuesday. Do you feel in some ways you're turning the corner?
Well, I felt our performances of late have been very good. It's just sometimes in football and in professional sport, you don't quite get the results that go your way. The key to us is to keep on working hard. Make sure you're prepared properly, and that's what we've certainly done, and you'll get your rewards. And I felt we're starting to get a reward. I think our performance against Blackpool on Tuesday night, who were flying high at home, very confident team, was excellent. We showed the right spirit, the right desire to close down, and when we got the ball, we passed it fantastically well through the midfield and created a number of opportunities. And in another night, and when the grass is a little bit greener, we will get that result. So I am confident of my team that we could go to Birmingham on Saturday and put on a good show.
You made a very interesting observation after Tuesday's game. One of your players got clipped in the penalty area, stayed on his feet, didn't quite score, almost did. But you said, if any of our lads dive or simulate trying to win a penalty, that's them finished.
You can't represent the football club, it's as simple as that, But we train in a certain way that we make sure that doesn't happen. We try and conduct ourselves in the best possible way. Where I was upset is, as you've rightly said, the lad unfortunately clipped Jermaine Beckford, and Jermaine done all he could to stay on his feet, and the honesty that he showed didn't quite get the reward for it. Where I was upset is, we get certain rules to abide by, and we try and abide by, and the referees get that 3-second rule that you can try and hold, and I was a little bit disappointed it wasn't taken up in that particular case. But as far as diving is concerned, as you've strongly pointed out, and I strongly agree with you, that there's no room in it in football, and certainly no room for it in my team.
If one of your players did dive, would you substitute him before reading the right act?
Well, you're starting to suggest what I should do in a football field, which is never really going to take. I'm a very single-minded manager who will deal with the situation when and if it happened. I'm telling you, I've just told you a minute ago, my players are not... I don't bring that kind of character into the building, and I certainly don't train that on a daily basis. So I would put it to you that I would be very, very unlikely that would happen. And if it ever did happen, I would make that decision for the best of the team and for the best of the club in that particular moment.
You talk about the character that you have. Will that character, do you think, get you that first elusive victory sooner rather than later? Yes,
I think so. I think we're being very close. The Championship football is very close. You even if you look at the table, you're 2 or 3 wins during the week, and it can soon spring you back up to mid-table, if not beyond. And I think the games that we've been playing in are very, very close. There's been a lot of very narrow draws in our results, which could have resulted in us going the other way. Now, you don't get a lot for statistics in terms of possession, in terms of shots on goals and corners, and if you did, we'd be a lot higher on the table. But what you've got to do is persevere with it. You've got to lead your team in terms of keep on doing what you're doing, and the results will come. There's no easy way to get them rather than hard work, and that's what we're showing right now.
Are you a little baffled, having played so well for the remaining 4 months of last season, that it has been a slow start?
Well, that's what happens in football. We are not all of a sudden a bad team. I'm not all of a sudden a bad manager. I feel that I'm a good manager with a good team. It's going through a rough patch right now, and it's how you deal with it. You see teams at the top of the league right now, maybe injury-free, getting the rubber of green, certain decisions going for them, and that's what happens. But I believe over a season, you're going to have challenges and you're going to have rough moments, and it's how you get through them. As you correctly pointed out, at the end of the last season we were flying high and everything was going for us. 1 or 2 fortunate goals went for us, and we soon climbed the table very quickly. It's just unfortunate for us right now. It's happened at the beginning of the season, but as I've said, I know how to fix it. We are fixing it. We've brought a few loan players in that's adjusted very quickly to this situation, and it certainly looks like we're turning the corner from the performance against Blackpool on Tuesday night.
There seems to be a lot of patience around the club. Has that been a big help to you personally?
Well, I think the football fans and the ones who really matter at the club have got a vision on what we're trying to do, and there's been a plan put in place on what we're trying to do. I have tried to reduce the age of the squad last season to cope with Championship football, with the intensity of playing Saturday, Saturday, and that's certainly been done. Behind the scenes, there's been a lot of hard work done, and I think the football fans of Bolton have seen that and they understand what we're trying to do. I think we are quite patient as a football club how we try and play the game as well. And if you've been to any matches, it suggests you probably haven't, that the football fans have seen that we're very, very close, and then maybe that's where they got their patience from.
Have your loan players given you new dimensions, particularly on the right side?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a great spot. I think.
How into some of your games?
Sorry?
Happen to
I think no. What happens is in the Championship you need certain different players for certain different games, especially when you play Tuesday, Saturday. You know, I had the great privilege of having Davin and Gog and Chung-Yong and Chris Eagles on the bench on Tuesday night. You know, to go with a more solid looking outfit. You know, for that particular game, because I felt that Blackpool. In the certain way they played, we needed to have that strength for the middle of the park and that dimension in the right wing. We play against a game against Birmingham, who's a little bit different. You know, they're a little bit more free-flowing team, where I feel that one or two of my more technical players could influence that game on Saturday. You know, so different teams will come up against different sort of. The opposition will come up with different teams that I've got to try and balance my team to make sure I can get the right result.
So what sort of a tactical battle will it be?
Yeah, it will be, yeah, I think so, because Lee's got them playing in two different formations, you know, where they're three at the back, or they can quickly switch to a 4-4-2, which is something I think the modern day manager is getting into his game, you know, a modern day coach, so it'll be good to see what formation they come up with, but there's no doubt that we will have a different plan to what they come up with and a different idea when they come up with different scenarios. You know, as I just said to you, we bring in the free loan players, that gives me a different way of playing, but I can also revert back to a way with people like Chris Eagles and Davin and Gog on the bench. So I've got my ideas of what we're going to do, and I think we have a fantastic game. You know, they hit a bit of form, and so are we right now, so it'll be really interesting how it goes.
General, want to end with, if we can, quite a lot of goals, or more goals, have been scored from free kicks, we're led to believe. Mm-hmm. Coincidence, or do you feel that individuals are trying a lot harder to practice to find the perfection? Yeah,
well, I think there's many different factors. I think the modern day ball we use enables you to get a little bit more movement on it. I think the modern day boots as well, very light, so the way you strike the ball. And I think players are getting back to that. I think younger players especially getting back to that, watching a lot more TV, watching a lot more football, there's a lot more football on, and when they see their idols practising and hitting free kicks and they're going to the training ground to do that, that's my take on it. I think the amount of football you see on TV is good right now for the younger players to try and copy their heroes and go into the training ground and try the free kicks and try the shots from distance. We've got a fantastic player here, Chris Eagles, who I've never quite seen anybody else strike the ball as well as he does, and he's out there pretty much every afternoon working on his technique, and I think that brings that perfection that you should try and work on.
Good luck at weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.